Hello everyone! We'll be starting in about 4 minutes. Gonna start right at 7 p.m. PST sharp. How is it today? Is it smooth? Does it seem like this audio is okay? I went through all my videos to make sure none of them are going to blast your ears diligently because I made that error last time. I'm just going to do a quick test to see how much delay we have here today. Ten seconds. So right now we're at 10-second delay. That's all right. Yeah, I find it usually starts off at like 10 or 12, and as the stream sort of continues, it generally goes down to sort of around the 7-second time frame. I'm at a pretty good connection here, so I don't anticipate too many hiccups, but you know, it's the internet sometimes. All right. Hello, Clustra. I Funny Ninja. I got an email from them today. And Gucci, met him as well. Hello to you. Fox Cunningham, welcome. DG Gaming TV, welcome. You're always here first, it seems like. We're among the first. Let's see who signed in first today. Let me go scroll up here. Actually, let me change my chat to a live feed. There we go. Now I can see everybody. All right, 2 minutes to showtime. How is my voice, by the way? Is the volume acceptable right now? I think I got it dialed in. Hello, American Candy Karaoke. Yo, dude. Hey, Fox Cunningham. Yeah, audio's good. Good. Hello, Cameron. Welcome to the channel. We're about to begin. We are about 1 minute away from kicking things off. Hello, Victor. Welcome to the channel again. Welcome back. All right. We're almost there. Seconds away. I'm looking at my clock and the longest minute ever. Here we go. Welcome to Metaverse Adventures. My name's Immersive Matthew. Today is August 30th, and this is your Oculus Quest Week in Review. And even though I did the news just this past Tuesday, for some reason, there's just so much going on that yet again, I have a pretty jam-packed episode. As always, we're going to start off and talk a little bit about the Quest hype cycle. We'll then jump over and talk about some new games that are in the store this week, and we'll talk about some of their reviews and some early feedback. We'll then talk about some new game announcements that came out this week, and there's some new graphics being released for the Quest as well, some of them we haven't seen before. We'll then jump over and talk about SideLoad. We've got a couple cool SideLoad apps that you can download right now tonight and try out, and one of them is pretty darn cool. And then we'll leave things off by a pretty sizable community section where I'm going to be talking about all sorts of cool things that you are doing, and some of them are really mind-blowing. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a drink, snack, popcorn, whatever it is, and let's get into the Oculus Quest news. All right, let's start off by looking at the Oculus Quest hype cycle as we normally do. And this week is sort of a repeat now of the last couple of months. It's looking more or less the same. However, you may notice here that at the very end, we've got a little bit of a dip. And in fact, this is the lowest dip we've seen since launch, if you look at the data here. But this is the World Wide Web searches. When you look at YouTube searches worldwide, you see a bit of an opposite pattern where it's sort of upticking towards the end. So that's a little bit of a surprise. You know, someone asked me last week what they think about the Nintendo Switch and how it's comparing. And I haven't been including it that much lately, but if we look at the data here, you can see that it is way higher than the Quest and all head-mounted displays. That high peak there is actually when the Switch Lite was announced. But what was interesting about that is when we look closely at the Switch Lite data, like I said, the last couple of months, it kind of went straight up, as you can see here, and then it just absolutely crashed. And it actually is below Quest levels, even today, as you can see here at the very end. So I don't know, maybe there's not as much interest per se on the Switch Lite. Maybe it's more just on the new Switch that's coming out, the new redesigned and more powerful CPU and whatnot that it's getting. I guess we'll see what's going to happen at Christmas, because when we look at the sales data, we see some interesting things. So let's hold tight and get into that in just a moment. On the Amazon Top 100, yet again this week, the Oculus Quest is in the list. First off, the 64 gigabyte model is sitting there at spot number 27. So that's increased from where it was last week at 39. And it's creeping back up. And I did say that I think we'll see the 128 and really the 160 and the 64 as well, creeping up into the top 10 or 20. And we're already in the top 20. So this should be very interesting to see where it goes for Christmas. What I want to also point out in here, just to give you a point of reference, the Nintendo Switch is sitting at number 13 today. So really it's only about double, or a half I guess, of where the 64 gigabyte model is. So there's a lot of interest for the Quest to be on this list at all. Moving along, the 128 gigabyte this week, sitting at the 76th position. But the question I have is, where is the PSVR? I don't see it. I see PlayStation sitting at a couple positions here you can buy, but I'm not seeing the PlayStation VR, and I find that really odd, like really odd. I thought it would be in here, and especially as we're heading now towards Christmas, but we're a little bit early. It's only late August. Maybe we'll see it pop on the list again this Christmas, but right now it's definitely not selling anywhere near as well as the Quest, at least on Amazon. Speaking of Amazon, the shipping this week looks like they continue to be behind us. If you buy a 64 gigabyte model today, you're going to get it shipped to you by September 4th. The 128 gigabyte model is a little bit behind at September 6th. So it's not too bad, about a week. If you go over to Oculus, it's about the same. They're shipping theirs on the 2nd of September, so a little sooner. And that is being pretty typical. Oculus has generally been the fastest one to transfer, to ship. If you go over to Best Buy, they're shipping theirs also around the 6th and the 128 on the 5th. So you get some ideas that really, whatever retailer you go to right now, you're looking at basically about a week or less to get it. So that's really good news, and it really does seem to indicate for the last few weeks now we've seen things stabilize and getting back to sort of normal shipping. So I really believe that Oculus really have got their engine well oiled, and let's hope they do the same with their firmware updates. Oh, and interesting enough, at Best Buy, I guess if you really want it fast, you can actually go pick it up, at least if you're in Bellevue. And it depends on your location, but you might be able to go straight into a Best Buy and just get it like tonight, if that's something that you want to get sooner than waiting a week. All right, I'm going to pause for just a minute and look at chat, make sure everything's okay. Oh, Newegg, someone's asking. Same thing, Newegg, Walmart. Who else did I check? Those are the major ones. They're all the same. They're all shipping around the same time, just a few days to about a week. All right, it feels like everyone's okay and the audio's all right, so let's get into the rest of the news. Let me pull up my video feed here so you can all see me. Perfect. All right, the first game I want to talk about today is N-Space. N-Space, There we go. End Space came out just this week, just Thursday actually. And as you know, it is kind of the first dog-fighting game on the Quest that we've seen so far. Now, there have been a couple other games you could try if you sideload, like Space Pilot Alliance that we talked about on Tuesday. But this is the first official one in the store. It's a course you can fly through intense scenes and space battles in what they're calling the TLF sector, or the Tartarus sector against the TLF, which is, I'm not familiar with this game, but if you want to check it out a little bit more, BMF has got a fantastic review. It's only 2 minutes and 55 seconds. So if you want the lowdown, link is below in the description. The Quest version, by the way, offers the best visuals, believe it or not, over their previous releases. So they've really amped up, and it does look pretty good here, looking at this gameplay video. It also has cross-buy with the Oculus Rift. So if you have the Rift version, you should be able to go to your Oculus Quest, on your app on your phone or within the device itself, go and browse for Endspace, and it should say free, and you just go ahead and play it. So hopefully a few of you get to take advantage of that. Right now, though, I'm a little surprised. I went and overlooked at the Oculus.com store, and the Quest version is getting only a 70%, which is actually one of the lower scores. We typically see things 80% plus. So there's some issues with this game, so I do encourage you to look into it a little bit before you buy it. I'm sure some of those issues will be addressed over time as they do DLC and patch it. But that was a bit of a surprise for me. So anyways, go check it out. This looks like a good game if you're into dogfight. It's really your only option right now in the store. But if this is not your cup of tea or you want something a little bit different, go check out SideLoad. There's lots of options in there for you. And oh, it's $14.99. Another game that came out this week is Akron, Attack of the Squirrels. It's developed by Resolution Games, and this is a game that's got a lot of buzz about it because it's a little unusual in that there's sort of two factions. There's the trees, which are going to be those of us inside of our Oculus Quests, and we're defending the acorns on our tree from the squirrels who are playing on their mobile devices who are trying to steal said acorns. So this is an interesting twist that we've never seen anything quite like this before. Now, I need to warn you, this is a multiplayer game with no single player option. You have to have at least 2 people playing with you on the Quest that are on their mobile devices. So 2 squirrels against this one tree, minimum, and then it grows from there. However, it does get a high score, so if maybe single player is something you really wanted, I think maybe you can look past it a little bit because it does sound like they put a lot of love into this game. And with a score like 94%, it's clearly they're doing something special over here. And this is one that I am actually interested in trying out and playing with friends, family, things like that, because I think it would be kind of a fun party game and get more people involved in the VR experience than just watching your stream. So this has some interesting group potential for sure. It's only $19.99 in the store, so it's not a bad price again. Seems like a lot of gameplay. If you want to learn more about it, the developer over here, and you see this picture, they are actually got an open AMA right now. That stands for Ask Me Anything. It's a Reddit kind of feature. We can go and find their post, and there are hundreds of people asking questions, and the developers have been very busy since yesterday, really responding and giving clarity. So if you have a question, it's probably answered there, and if not, go ahead and post. Links below in the new game section. Next game that's in the store this week, and this one I find very appealing, and that is Cloudlands Golf 2. It's by developer Future Town, and again, I couldn't find a really solid review today. There's not many reviews of this game, but BMF again, he's got an awesome review. This one's only 4 minutes and 11 seconds, so if you want to get in, get out, and get a quick and dirty review, this is the way to go and do it. Cloudlands Golf has 54 whole campaigns. That's a single player campaign. It also allows you to play that campaign with up to 4 players, so that's really cool, multiplayer over the internet. Or there's another option here where you can do local multiplayer, and this is kind of an odd option because it's not local as in like on your network, but local as in when you're done your turn, you're going to take off your quest, pass it to someone else in your house, and then they'll take a turn. It's a neat idea. I don't know how feasible that's going to be given, you have to all the adjustments you're making with the IPD and the straps to get it kind of nice. But I guess if you're just going to put it on, hold it to your face really quickly and do a quick swing, it might work. So I'd be curious to find out if any of you have tried this local multiplayer. And if you have, please comment in the chat, or if you're watching this after the live stream, go ahead and leave it a comment in the comments. Love to hear from you. And this thing also has a level editor. That means that those people who want to make their own levels can do so, which is kind of neat to see that kind of functionality on something like an Oculus Quest. That also means that there's going to be pretty much an endless supply of levels that you can try. So this makes the game's repeat value pretty high. It's $19.99, and I'm a little surprised again that it's only getting a 76 on the Oculus Store. And I encourage you to go and look at the reviews to find out what some of those negatives are. And there's a huge variety of them, and some of them are nitpicky, and some of them are sort of personal preference, I would say. I think overall this game has potential to rise to an 80 plus if they can fix some of the more glaring problems. But that's all I'm going to say about this game for now. It seems like a fun one at a fun price, but I might keep your eye on it and see if the score increases over the next few months. All right, over in the apps and experiences section, there's a really cool app that came out in the store this week, and that's called Sculptor VR. It's by Sculptor VR Incorporated, and this is kind of one of these art sort of programs, kind of like Tilt Brush if you're familiar with, or Gravity Sketch if you're familiar with that. These are kind of artistic creating tools, and they all have a different way of entering that world. With Tilt Brush, you're using sort of almost like virtual pens, and you're drawing in the air. With Gravity Sketch, you're making panels, and you're kind of trying to make 3D objects out of shapes and objects. This one, Sculptor, is really like taking almost like a clay, if you will, or a foam that you're spraying, and you're building out and carving away objects. It's a very different way of doing it, and I've already seen some really awesome animation and some really awesome models that people have created in here. I'm sorry, not animation, just models that people have created in here. In fact, I would say some of the better looking ones that I've seen compared to Tilt Brush and Gravity Sketch. So it does seem like this tool maybe is something that's a little easier to use, has a little more forgiving to it, it's not so sharp on the edges, and there's some pretty cool models you can make with this. It has the ability to do tiny details and big details. So you can zoom out and create like a macro structure, and then you can zoom in and kind of fill in the details, which allows you to make some pretty interesting miniature things. It has multiplayer, and this doesn't mean you're playing against each other, but it does mean that more than one person can all go into the same Gravity Sketch area and collaborate drawing and making something or sculpting something, which is really super cool. The potential for that, even in a home setting, an artistic setting, and even in like a business setting. You want to roughly rough out some sort of rough idea of a design of an object. This could be a way to get a team in there and all participate. So very cool feature indeed. And it's only 10 bucks, $9.99. So this is sort of a no-brainer. If you have any artistic inclination, this might be something just to mess around with and see where it takes you. And it's getting a great review, 96% on the Oculus Quest already, and it already has 24 ratings. So that's pretty darn encouraging. So this is probably one that I'll get, and I'll probably pick this up for Immersive Nee, because she's an artist. Oh, and one last thing I will say is that there is a link also for an AMA below from Nathan Rao, the founder, and he's got some things to say. And one of the things that he said here in red is that the Quest is his favorite headset ever. And he's developed for almost all the platforms, as you can see here. So this is quite the pat in the back for Oculus. It's doing something right. And I bet this app is going to make him some decent coin on the Quest as well. Oh. There we go. Just had a bit of a pause there, but we're okay. Moving along, let's get a quick check chat really quick, make sure we're okay. Yep, nobody's saying no issues. All right, moving on. Yeah, okay, moving on. So the next one I want to talk about is the side load section. And the first side load game I want to talk about is one called Boss Fight. Boss Fight was made by developer Serum. And they just simply went to the Unity store and they got the 3D game kit and they just simply downloaded it, modified it using VRTK, and built something for the Oculus Quest. And what you're seeing here, these are all kind of assets that this person didn't develop. They took them out of the Unity store, but they're able to throw something together rather quickly. And this is something that maybe interests you. You're a budding developer. He's got some great links in the videos below to his video you can see here, or I think it's a Reddit thread. He goes over exactly how he did it. He's got the links to all the sites. And if you want to try out this very kind of game, and it's a rough kind of early prototype, but it is playable, you can go and download the APK. That's how you sideload right now and play it tonight. So this is something for all you out there who are thinking about developing or a little bit intimidated by it. This could be a really great way to enter into the space and kind of get your feet wet a little bit. And this was done in very short order. This is not weeks or months of development. This is like days. So this is exciting to see this kind of stuff coming out so early in the Quest lifecycle. I can't change slides. What's going on? Hold on a second here. Here it comes. What is going on? Just bear with me, everybody. I don't know why I can't change slides. It's like the coming soon. Oh, there we go. Let me continue on. Okay, so we are right. Sideload right here. Okay, let me do that again. Boom. Let me just double check my tool because I probably lost it. Yes, I did. Let me just quickly. Okay, bear with me. Display capture. Don't know what happened there. Just my slide deck just died, but that's okay. I'm starting it again. There we go. All right, there we go. Continuing on. There we go. Okay, the next game I want to talk about in the coming soon section, and this one is getting a lot of chat, both on my channel and when I go over and look on Reddit, and that is Elven Assassin. It's from Wankley Studios, and it's about epic hordes slaying. It's about slaying hordes of orcs and dragons with a bow in virtual reality. And for any of you who have ever tried the Vives, they're the home, Steam VR's the lab, where they have the castle bow and arrow game. It's sort of like that with better graphics and a little more fleshed out. And this game is getting a lot of buzz. A lot of people really like taking bow and arrows. And I must admit, I was a little worried about the Oculus Quest version, because as you all know, when it first came out, close controllers to the HMD didn't really work very well. It was actually, would lose tracking when it got within maybe a foot of your face, about 30 centimeters. But now with the latest updates, it does seem like tracking is a lot better. And I've actually had my controller right up to the HMD, and it's rock solid. Like, there's some serious magic going in there, because we do know that the cameras can't even see it that well when it's that close. So props to Oculus. It makes a game like this so much more possible. Of course, this game also has co-op mode, and I think this probably will be the defining feature of this game. For those of you who have not tried a co-op game in VR yet, I cannot recommend it more. It is so much fun to play with a family member or a friend, and together, bow and arrow and defending your castle. So I think that is going to make this game a killer feature. And up to 4 people actually can all jump together in co-op. It only gets a 3.7 out of 5 for the Rift right now, so let's hope that they do a little things to make that game a little better, maybe address some of the issues it's had before, and get that score up. I like to see this in 80% or higher, and I think it has that potential, especially given how many people just love this game. Comes out September 5th, so just another week or so. All right, another good news here is Beat Saber. They've got an update coming out at the end of the month. It will be going to version 1.3. It's going to include 6 new maps, an ability to change colors in-game, so that's your Saber colors if you wish, and it includes a new original soundtrack, Volume 3, for free. And it's kind of cool because they've actually given out quite a few artists here. We're looking at Morgan Page, Pegboard Nerds, which is a cool name, Pixel, also a super cool name, Slippy, Boom Kitty, and I'm not sure if I'm saying this last one right, but Jaroslav Beck, and Jan Ivinsky. That's the new ones. Now, some people are really excited about these new tracks coming out, and other people are a little bit bummed out because it's not their style. They haven't really been digging the OST music, original soundtrack. However, many people have been sideloading, but we're going to talk about that in a few minutes because there are a few issues that popped up this week. Another game that's coming out is Gorn. Now, Gorn was only announced by the developer to BMF. Yet again, I don't know why he's in the news so much this week, but I guess he's been killing it on his channel, and very much worth checking out, by the way. He said that he spoke to the developer, and they've confirmed that there is a Quest version in the works. So that's exciting. They're going to work on the Quest version as soon as they're done the PSVR port. So we're probably not seeing it anytime soon, but I'm sure they're thinking Christmas, unless they're going to be, jammed in here from here till Christmas working on the PSVR version. But I suspect we will see it by then. If not, definitely sometime next year. This is a game that a lot of people love, and I've never really liked this game myself, but it has to be on one of the top 10 games I've seen talked about on the Reddit over the last year. It gets a 90% review on the Rift. So that tells you that's a pretty darn good score with a whopping 482 ratings. That's really high. And really, it's a wave game. A lot of people kind of, trash on battle wave games or waves are you're taking them out. But this one does have a special place in a lot of people's hearts, and it is gory. And this is probably the biggest appeal, is that, as you can see here in the videos, people are smashing people. There's blood. I mean, it's pretty gory. So if you want to gore, you want to bash some skulls, well, it looks like your game is coming to the Quest at some point in the not too distant future. And another cool add-on that's coming, and this one's coming very soon, and that's from Rec Room. It's called Stunt Runner. And that's from, of course, developer Against Gravity. And if you don't know, Rec Room is a free application that is on the Quest, and it has lots of content, both developed by Rec Room, and it has a whole pile of user-generated content. And my favorite, which I think I'm going to do a live stream on again, is the Super Mario World version. It is really good. Like, almost to the point of, like, I can't believe this is even allowed. It's like such a ripoff, but it's so much fun playing Mario in first person. Well, Rec Room themselves now are adding more content, and they usually do a pretty good job of polishing their stuff. And this particular one, it's going to be it's called a obstacle course based on extreme sports set in the Rec Room. You're going to have 4 contestants, and you must sprint, climb, wall jump, mantle, and dodge hazards to survive. And it's the perfect route. Gets whoever finds the best way, because there are multiple paths apparently, may be able to jump up on the leaderboards. And that's going to be a feature of the game. People all around the world will be able to compete and get on those leaderboards, which is a pretty cool feature for those who have the competitive streak. It's coming sometime in September, so pretty soon. And I like Rec Room. It's a free app, and I've had a lot of fun in there. There's some issues, of course, you probably have heard with some of the social environments, but you can mute people and block people, if you have any problems. So just bear that in mind. But it can be a little juvenile in the environment at times. And VR chat, it's finally coming to the Oculus Quest. Now, you probably have heard about VR chat in the news and even seen videos like we see here from Cass and Cherry, where they looked at it back 3 months ago, but that was a side-loaded version. And it was interesting because it is a community-driven game. So while VR chat makes the core game, kind of like Rec Room, they also allow people to make their own custom spaces and custom games and rooms. So it has a lot of stuff being built. And there's many custom avatars you can choose, and if you're on the PC, you can actually even import your own 3D models, and I really hope they do that for the Quest version at some point. And as I mentioned on Tuesday, VR Chat's even planning their own VR economy, and this is actually really interesting because it means that if you make some content in VR Chat, and people like that content, you're going to make money. And that money, I believe, is going to be convertible to fiat, meaning your own local currency, your own government-issued currency, or maybe Bitcoin if we're lucky. So that's kind of cool. I hope Rec Room does the same thing, because I'd be happy to pay for Super Mario, World inside a Rec Room. That's worth money to me. I'd pay $10 for that. So cool. And it's free. That's all I have to say there. All right, let's move it on to the next one. Sariento Untethered VR. It is coming out with an update on August 31st. And this update, I guess my video is not going to play. All right. Oh, there it goes. This update is going to bring a number of cool things. First, it's going to bring Time Attack, which is a new mode. It makes every second count. You have to kill as many enemies as you can within a certain time frame. That's always fun. They're going on a rampage. They're going to have a new location called the Sanctuary. So that's kind of nice to have more places to play. And it looks like a really cool interior here. It's going to have a new weapon also. And this weapon has the best name, the Disintegrator. But looking at the video of it right now, I don't know. I thought the person would maybe disintegrate, and they don't. They don't. So I don't know if the name really matches the action, but it's a cool name all the same. It's coming August 31st, and it's free if you already own Sariento VR. So if this is a game for you, you get to look forward to more content. And I love seeing developers do this, especially when you put out stuff like this for free. So good work. Mixed reality. No, Mixed Realms. And then Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets. This one is a really cool looking game. It's a miniature scale game, so if any of you have played something like Moss, it's sort of like that, where your characters are tiny. And I wasn't a big fan of third-person games. I haven't had good experiences with them. But when I played Moss for the first time, I really fell in love, and I just want to play more games like that, because I don't always want to be in my living room, play space, and I don't want to always be standing up and active. Sometimes I'm tired after a day of work, and it's just nice to sit on the couch and be able to explore a little world. And this one seems so cool. It's made by Fast Travel Games, which actually makes one of my most favorite games on the Quest so far, and that's Apex Construct, which, by the way, gets an 84%. You get to explore these cute miniature models and worlds. You get to grab them, push them, spin them around, look at different sides, interact with little objects in there, and really try to look for clues, because you're trying to ultimately find out where the pets went. Someone stole your pets. So this is a pretty cool game. It comes sometime in 2019. No release date yet. I suspect they're probably working very hard to get it ready for kind of Black Friday onwards. And let's hope so, because this looks really good. But knowing this developer, Fast Travel Games, they're probably going to put a lot of work into it to make sure it's super polished. So who knows, could slip into 2020, but let's hope not, because this looks like such a fun little game. That's interesting. There we go. Our Quest community. I guess the first thing that we'll start off with is Beat Saber custom mods. For those of you who like to do that, that would be me included. I like the songs that did come with the original Beat Saber. They've been good, but of course you get bored of those rather quickly. And so by modding it using SideQuest and something like Beat On, you've got a library that's really in the thousands. Just about any song you want. Chances are someone has mapped it into Beat Saber. Unfortunately, this past week's updated Beat Saber broke it. Yeah, and it doesn't look like it's going to be fixed anytime soon, because the way this is, the way it's being broken, it's going to take a lot of hacking to get it all working again. So that's really too bad. And I suppose maybe Beat Saber did this on purpose. Maybe there's a legal issue that they're facing, because really there's just so many songs being put on this that really there's no royalties being paid to for that music. So I don't know what's going on here exactly, and I really hope that we haven't been locked out completely. But the developers do think that they'll get it, and they do ask us to be patient with them, and that they are working on it. And so you gotta believe it, there's a whole world of modders out there who are poking and prodding that code and trying to figure it out. So let's all wish them good luck. Link below if you want to cheer them on. And what they are saying is don't update Beat Saber if you can avoid it. Don't update Beat On. Leave it all. If you haven't updated it yet, you'll get lucky. If it has updated on you already, you're going to have to wait and all your mods will break. So that's kind of too bad. Another game that's coming out this week, and this is from a developer named Background Succotash? Background Succotash? I think is that from Bugs Bunny? I think it might be Suffering Succotash, right? Wasn't that Bugs Bunny? He made a game here. He's calling it Hover Quest, and it's very early prototype phase. And really the idea is not a racing game. The original premise actually was Crazy Taxi, going around doing different missions and picking people up. Of course, it's going to look different and flushed out than just an empty landscape. But he's got it working, and in fact, even this early prototype, alpha build, you can go and download and try it out. And you can actually make a donation if you think it's cool, or just get it for free. The link is below. It's over on the itch.io. It's a great site with all sorts of indie games on there. And if you think this is something cool, go throw him a few bucks. And if you want him to develop it further, go ahead and look for the link in the description. And it's not there right now. I'll paste it in right after this live feed. And you can go in that link in the description, and you can go and even talk with the developer if you like. This story is great. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is Boone. Boone is Thrill Seeker's dog. Thrill Seeker's dog likes pillows and apparently likes Oculus Quest. Ouch, that's too bad. Now, Boone's a very good dog, Thrill Seeker said, so, no big deal there. This is well behaved. But I have a feeling, and I'm going to make a theory right now, I have a feeling there's something going on here. Because this is not the first time we've had this. In fact, there's been a number of people whose dogs are looking pretty freaked out by their owners inside of VR. And I've seen quite a few photos on Reddit, and I've seen a couple of videos. Look at that dog there. His eyes are just like, what are you doing? I think Thrill Seeker's dog may have intentionally destroyed his Quest. Because I have a feeling, and I have no degree in this, I don't know pets, I don't know psychology of animals, but just looking at their faces, I do get the feeling that they're kind of choked, that their owners are giving all their attention to whatever this device is on their head, and they're busy in there, and they're detached from the real world. And I think dogs are actually acting their revenge. If your dog has destroyed your Quest, or eaten a cable, or trying to, go ahead and let me know in the chat, or go ahead and leave me know in the comments for the replay. I find this really funny, and too bad for Thrill Seeker, but it was only his facial interface. Thank goodness it wasn't more, because that could have been an expensive eat. And this one really tickled me. Look at this. User I. Larson over on Instagram I found this photo the other day, decided to put their Game Boy original with the yellow model on the back of their Quest as its counterweight. The symbolism here is so real, and it's so neat. In fact, if you watch my predictions video, I do a lot of comparisons actually about the history of the Game Boy and how it parallels with what's going on with the Quest. So this is just a photo that really tickled me, and I wanted to share it with you all. If any of you have any crazy counterweights, go ahead and send me an email, immersive.matthew with 2 T's @gmail.com, and I'd love to feature in the news. I saw one person a few back that I reported on. They had a can of Campbell's soup as the counterweight. Hilarious. And another game that another Reddit user is making, named Mr. Taco Man, is a climbing game. And not just a climbing game, but they're trying to make one that simulates the precise hand placements and body positions and the sort of the tricky sequences of reaching and doing a twist, whatever you gotta do, to climb like it would be a real rock. And in fact, the routes that they're making are going to be fairly short, kind of like a real thing, 50 to 70 feet with multiple levels of difficulty. And they'll be rated the same way that real rock climbing is rated. Those are the numbers like a 5.1 or 5.15D for those of you who are into the sport. Now, of course, you're not really using the muscles. Maybe one day someone will make a rock simulator. Actually, I have seen one at a science center. It was like a vertical treadmill that every time you went up a little bit, the treadmill would go down and you can keep on climbing. So maybe someone will make a virtual, simulator for that with VR. It will include an editor as well, so you can make your own routes. If you want to follow the progress of this, it's very early in development, but the developer has opened up a group over on Facebook Link is below if you want to go check it out. And you can go and go talk to them and get advice and maybe even get a chance to get the build and try it yourself. So that's pretty cool. And the last community story, the last story of the news today is a research group, actually right here in Vancouver, who are looking for parents who are gamers. That is right. There's a couple criteria here. They are looking for people who are gamers or parents. They prefer to play on a console over a PC. They play at least 1 hour per week. They have an interest in virtual reality. They are between the ages of 24 to 45, and they live somewhere here in the Vancouver area. And you're going to get an Oculus Quest out of this. So that's kind of cool. That's a value of $550 Canadian. You know, that would be $399 American. And it's going to start sometime in September 9th, and it will go for a month until October 7th. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and give them a call. Link in below. All right. Let me get out of here, go over to chat. How we doing? That is the end of the news for today. I'm going to wrap it up with the credits, and then I'm going to stick around at the end for a little Q&A if you would like to see. Thank you so much for watching. There we go. Thank you everyone so much for being here. I really am enjoying doing these live sessions. I think they're going to save me a lot of time. Maybe first things first, can I ask the group, those who are still remaining here, how was that format? I know I had one glitch there, or two glitches with advancing the slides, which I'll look into, but how was that? And I'll answer questions too. Why? Great live stream, just like the last time, great. No audio issues, no loud to blast your ears off. Because I did get some notes from some of you who had headphones on, and I'm really sorry about that. It was great. Okay, questions I see there. Is there a sideload version of VR chat going to be like the full PC game? Yeah, it's pretty similar. It doesn't have everything. What they've done is they've made areas that both PC and Quest people can play in, and so they're at parity. But then there's going to be some areas that are going to be Quest only, and that's going to limit how many players can be on screen at once. It's going to limit, you know, custom avatars, because, you know, the Quest can only load so much texture detail, you know, only so much 3D detail into its memory. And then there's going to be PC areas that are going to have a little more, you know, relaxation. That you could have a lot of people, more than 10, as an example. So they're similar, but they are different experiences. If you want the full experience, it's on PC. And I think we're not going to see VR chat or any of these sort of social games really take off in a major way until probably Quest 2, or unless they solve, you know, how many players, because once you get to 10, even at 10, most of these games get pretty choppy and start to crash. The Quest just isn't very good with a lot of things on screen. It's too bad. Yeah, it is very similar, DJ Gaming TV. It is very similar. I've tried both. I played VR chat for years on my Rift and Vive. And when I tried the Quest version, that was the same. I mean, you can split hairs in a few areas, but it's like 90% of the experience. No audio blasting this time from Roixos. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that at all. But for the sales and internet section, webcam got in the way. Oh no, did it? Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna get a second computer monitor, I think, so I can monitor this a little better. I'm having a few technical issues that's forced me to go that route. Okay, one or two more questions, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. I want to keep it a little shorter so that people who are looking later on don't see a 2-hour news, because I think it turns people off. I want to kind of keep it crisp and short, and we're already at 40 minutes, so that's perfect. And I think I answered that question. It must be a delay here. What is the difference between the official Quest version and the Sideload? I just answered that, so it must be coming in delay. I think chat's delayed here. You could chroma key your background out. Yeah, I have thought. I actually have a green screen, Victor, and I thought about hanging it up behind here. It's a spot to do that, and I could. maybe I'll do that at some point. I know that, but it makes your head and side of your face look green. I've never liked that. But yeah, it would be easy to do. So maybe I'll do that at some point down the line here. Do you like turtles? Love turtles, especially Ninja Turtles. Teenage Ninja Turtles. Has there been any issues of controls in SideQuest? Has the issue of controls in SideQuest been resolved? I'm not familiar actually with specifically which control issues. Was that because of the update this week? That was to Alejandro. Have you seen the new Saber update? No, I haven't. Mine has not updated. I don't know if I have to reboot or it's supposed to be automatic, but it's going to break all the custom games, so that's not too bad. My partner's knees, immersive knees, hers did update and doesn't play her custom tracks anymore. Game pads for the Quest. Yeah, actually these work. They have Bluetooth in them. You can connect your Xbox gamepads and any other Bluetooth gamepad. Any updates on Minecraft? No, I reported on Tuesday that Minecraft announced that they put in the core technology for mobile, but no plans on when a Quest version is coming. Quite the tease. And again, today I noticed on Reddit, and I was going to make a story on it, but I already had one once, is that people are encouraging, yet again, to go to the Minecraft page, go to their user voice like feature and request the Quest version. I know that they know we want it. They know that. And I think really what's happening is that it's Microsoft, who owns the rights to Minecraft, are trying to probably play their cards, because that's a big title, and they might want to reserve it for their Oculus Quest type platform. But I'm sure Microsoft's going to have a mobile device that's like the Quest at some point, and Minecraft would be a pretty killer launch title. All right, I think I'm going to wrap it up, everybody. And if you want to continue to chat, go ahead and leave comments below once this is back for replay. And I look forward to seeing you all next Friday at 7 p.m. And I might sneak in a gameplay video here over the weekend if the mood strikes me. So look for that. That'll be a live broadcast. And it might actually be the Mario game in Rec Room, because hardly anyone's ever talked about it in the last few months. And it is awesome. So that's all I want to say. Thank you all, and we'll see you in the Metaverse.